Now to the double murder in Wilson County. We're learning the suspect is charged with killing his own brother and his mother. Police identifying the victims as 50-year-old Dana Jenkins and her 15-year-old son, Darren Cox. Jenkins' 25-year-old son, Darion Jenkins, is now charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The victims were found inside a home yesterday evening on Snowden Drive.
There's a truth we all rely on, a rule we live by. A home is a place of refuge. It's where you can lock the door on the outside world and finally feel safe, a place where the people you love are closest to you. Do you ever get that feeling of peace, that moment when you walk through your front door and everything just feels okay? It's the most basic human need, but how does a home become a crime scene? And what forces could possess a person to commit the unthinkable against their own family? On a quiet Monday in Wilson, North Carolina, that fundamental truth was shattered. At approximately 5:23 p.m., a seemingly routine call brought police to a residence on Snowden Drive, but what officers discovered was not routine at all. Inside lay the bodies of 50-year-old Dana Jenkins and her 15-year-old son, Darren Cox. The most shocking detail wasn't the crime itself, but who police found at the scene. Dana's own son and Darren's older brother, 25-year-old Darion Jenkins, just 6 days out of prison. Was the violence brought in from the outside? Or was it waiting inside the home all along? The answers are hidden behind silence and grief. Before we dig deeper into this case, kindly hit that like button right now, and settle in with a cup of coffee as we reveal the crucial details of what happened in this story. Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most terrifying true crime tales. Kindly subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive.
Loved ones are reeling from the death of a mother and son who police say were found dead inside their Wilson home on Monday.
She was a very sweet person. Always smiled. I can see her smile right now. She always smiled.
This story isn't just about a crime. It's about the people whose lives were ended in a moment of unimaginable violence. Dana Vanessa Jenkins was 50 years old, a hard worker with a smile that left a mark on everyone she met. Her cousin Juanilla recalled how Dana would hug people as if she'd known them for years, a gentle soul who went to work and came home to care for her youngest son, Darren. And Darren Deshaun Cox was just 15 years old, a kind young man with friends who remembered him fondly as a sweet church boy. He was a student, a son, and a brother. He was a life that had only just begun. For any family, a loved one's return is a moment of relief and hope. But for the Jenkins and Cox family, that feeling was complicated by one chilling fact. Just 6 days before this tragedy, Dana's older son and Darren's brother, 25-year-old Darion Dante Jenkins, had been released from prison. His return was not a quiet moment, it was a ticking clock. From the moment he walked through the door to the moment police were called, only 6 days went by. What happened in those 6 days? What moments led up to this unspeakable violence? Was this a homecoming, or the beginning of a final, quiet countdown? On Monday, March 31, 2025, the quiet of Wilson, North Carolina was broken by a call to emergency services. The dispatcher logged it as an unknown type call, a vague description for what would turn out to be a definitive act of violence. The call came from a relative, a simple plea that sent a wave of police vehicles speeding toward the 1700 block of Snowden Drive. When officers arrived at the duplex, they discovered what the community already feared. Dana's cousin, Juanilla Cornegay, lived next door. She watched as emergency responders were told they were not needed. When she saw the ambulance crew turn away, she knew everything was not okay. The truth was, it was too late. Inside the home, police made the gruesome discovery. The bodies of Dana Jenkins and Darren Cox, but there were other details at the scene that complicated everything. Police reports noted blood all over the place, but they also found a perplexing detail: cleaner everywhere. This wasn't just a violent act, it was a potential attempt at a cover-up. What was the purpose of the cleaning supplies? Was someone trying to erase a final, horrible act? Police quickly found their person of interest. At the very same duplex where the bodies were found, they located and took into custody Daron Dante Jenkins. The shock was complete. The alleged killer was right there, with his victims, inside the home. Why did he do it? What could possibly lead a son to do this to his own mother and brother? The motive remains a mystery, and why the cleaner? What was he trying to hide? If you find yourself gripped by this story, please take a moment to hit the like button. It helps us ensure Dana and Darren's story reaches more people. Following his arrest, Daron Dante Jenkins was formally charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The severity of the alleged crime was immediately clear, and he was taken to the Wilson County Jail, where he is being held without bond. But while the legal process has begun, the investigation is far from over. What weapon was used? What exactly led to the events of that afternoon? These critical questions still have no public answers. The crime sent ripples of disbelief throughout the community. For those who knew the family, the act was incomprehensible. Dana's cousin, Juanilla Cornegay, spoke for many when she simply said, "Would have never thought he would do something like that." It was a feeling of shock and profound sadness, the sudden loss of 2 beloved people at the hands of someone who should have been family. As the community mourns and the case moves forward, the central questions remain. What was Daron's mental state when he was released from prison? What was his prior crime? And what happened in those 6 days between his release and the tragedy on Snowden Drive? Was this an impulsive act born of a moment of rage, or was it something more deliberate? This case is still unfolding, the questions remain, and when you think about what happened on Snowden Drive, you have to ask, was the violence a product of what he brought back from prison? Or was it something that was always there, just waiting to be set free?
25-year-old Darian Jenkins. Jenkins is also accused of killing his 15-year-old brother, a Wilson County school student who is being remembered by Beddingfield High School and Mount Moriah Community Church in Wilson.
They loved each other. They loved us. We loved them. Especially Darren. He meant the world to all of us. Our teens here, they're grieving heavily.
According to court documents, Jenkins was released from prison on March 25th on separate charges, just 1 week before the incident. Jenkins is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder as Wilson police investigate the circumstances surrounding the victims' deaths.
This is a tragedy, and honestly, there is no winner in this. And I'll be praying for everyone watching this, everyone affected by this and impacted by this.
The legal process for Daron Dante Jenkins continues. His trial will likely bring forward new information, but for the community of Wilson, North Carolina, and for the family and friends of Dana and Darren, there will never be a full explanation for the events that happened inside that home. The loss of a mother and her son is a wound that cannot be closed, especially when the questions surrounding their deaths remain. This case reminds us that not all true crime stories have a satisfying conclusion. The facts may become clear, but the deepest questions of why can linger forever, leaving a community and a family to grapple with a profound and permanent sense of grief. The motive for what happened on Snowden Drive is still unknown.
Bosses don't talk, we just sit back and listen. Then make boss moves. She like to argue, so I sent that bitch to law school. Preach. 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 The only thing I trust is these pistols and these slugs. If that nigga don't work, he a fucking leech. Ain't got 4 nigga, ain't nothing in this fucking world free. Got the motherfucking, hey, rest in peace, squad. Y'all better get ready to do this dance on October the 12th. Cause we flexing, baby. We representing a Libra. He was a Libra, baby.
We want to know your thoughts. Do you have a theory about what could have happened in the 6 days leading up to this tragedy, or why the cleaning supplies were found at the scene? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. If you want more true crime stories that dig deeper into the details and the human element of these cases, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Our hearts ache for Dana's family, words feel inadequate, but please know you are held in deepest sympathy and prayers. May you find strength and comfort in memories of Dana and Darren. Thank you for watching, for your attention, and for joining us on this journey of reflection. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.